All right. So something that I learned about my faith and operating, exercising my faith over the years, if I'm believing God for something, I lock in on that thing. Right? I lock in. If it's something in regards to healing, if it's something in regards to my children, if it's something regarding my marriage, if it's something regarding my business and finances, if regarding something I'm believing for, something I want, I desire, I lock in on that. And unless God tells me different, I don't waver in it. I keep that vision, that what he told me or what I desire, I keep that in my heart. I keep that focus. Right. Sometimes what I then do is I watch certain things or I'll consume a book. I'll consume particular teachings, specific teachings, so that I am feeding my faith. I'm growing my faith. I don't consume things that are contrary to that. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you why I'm saying this. Because I know a lot of people who watch stuff like Real Housewives. And I know a lot of people who watch stuff like all these various different reality shows and this show and that show. And I'm like, if that ain't what you want, why are you watching that? Why are you watching garbage if you don't want garbage? I wouldn't, if I was a woman and I was believing God for my husband, I wouldn't watch none of these sorry men shows. None of these crazy woman had to kill a man because he beat her up shows, or none of these kidnapped woman shows. None of these shows that like Zeus TV. I delete the whole Zeus TV app off my phone. Let me just say this right here. No woman should be watching Zeus TV. Yeah, I said that. I know the founder. No woman who is believing God. It's not just entertainment. You feeding your spirit. You are feeding your soul. You are something that you don't want. You don't want to be getting in fights with your boyfriend. You don't want your boyfriend busting you upside your head. You don't want to be tattooing the face of a man who's in prison, who doesn't even claim you or your child. You don't want that man tattooed on your face. So why are you watching that? Some of y'all are like, well, what you talking about? I don't watch stuff like that. But you watch other shows. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't think no single woman who believes in God for her husband need to be watching The Bachelor. Why? I don't care whether it's Golden Bachelor, a young bachelor, old bachelor, new bachelor. Why are you watching that? Why are you consuming a show that a man can bring all these women into a house and then one by one whittle them down? You got to go. You got to go. You got to go. And then you like Michael Jackson in Vegas. I'll take that. And then I'll take that. And then I'll take that one. And then I'll take that one. And then bring all them in and then pit them against each other, let them argue and fuss and fight. And then you take them off and then kiss all over them and lay up with them and rub on them and then send them back and bring another one in and kiss all over them and lay up with her and rub on it and bring another one over here and kiss all over. Like, first of all, that's nasty. Second of all, there's the thing called herpes. The third thing is that's foolishness. Why would you be watching that? Why would you be consuming that if you believe in God for your husband? Oh, I know I'm stepping on toes right now, but I said it. Because here's the thing: if what you're believing God for is not that, then I wouldn't consume that. Like me, I watch a lot of old documentary of successful companies and brands that you know. So it might be Heinz, it might be Nabisco, it might be Walmart, it might be Frederick Douglass. I consume content of people who've overcome adversity in business, in life, in relationships, and whatever. Because that's what I want to do. I want to overcome. I want to be successful. I want to see the manifestation of what I believe in God for. So I watch things that help me visualize, that strengthen me along the way. A documentary that'll show me sometimes you run into tough times, tough seasons, but you push through any doggone way. Yeah, I don't watch the documentary that shows a person who quit or who failed. And if I do, I use it, reference it only as a reference for what not to do, not what I should be doing. I'm saying all of that because the question becomes, with so many people single and so many people who I know who are still believing God for their mate, who still want to be married, the question then becomes, what do you do while you wait? What do you do while you're waiting for God to show up? What do you do while you're waiting for the manifestation of what you want to see? Yeah. What do you do when you want some and you're burning. Ooh. Oh, we're going to keep it real, all the way real. Yep. That's what we're talking about today. What do you do while you wait? Do you hold on? Do you go ahead and give in? Do you go ahead in for a little sin? Do you quit, get angry? Do you become bitter? Do you start talking to people who ain't got none and don't want none? What do you do while you wait? That's the topic today on the Akintunde Show. Call your mama, call your daddy, call your auntie, call your uncle, call your cousin, and let them all know that Pastor Tuck, and Donna J, we talking about it today. Let's go, family. The Love and Laughter Comedy Tour is off and running. We got some brand new dates that was just added to an already full and quickly filling up schedule. Shout out to Stone Mountain Berean Christian Church International, Pastor Curran Lee. Thank you, Dr. Lee, for picking up and hosting a Love and Laughter Tour date. Big shout out to Jacksonville, Florida's own Impact Church, Dr. Bishop George Davis. Thank you, Bishop and Pastor April, for hosting a Love and Laughter Tour date. And thank you to my new church family, the Ramp Church in Lynchburg, Virginia. Shout out to Pastor James for making the connection. Pastor Tuck for making the connection. Listen, I'm excited to bring the Love and Laughter Tour to Lynchburg. Listen, if y'all want to get more information and have your town, your church, your venue, or if you're a promoter or a ministry partner or a corporate partner, give us a call. Hit us up at 1-800-280-0094. That's 1-800-280-0094. Or, of course, hit us up on the website on the screen. It's your brother Akintunde. And until I hit this road on the Love and Laughter Tour featuring Tony Tone and Corey Johnson, I'm going to see y'all when I see y'all. Peace.
One of the best stories that I have in satisfying one of our clients happened just recently. We had a young lady that did a family reunion for, and then they came back and placed a reorder. Now, when they placed the reorder, we could not get everything done in time. Well, we had to pull a lot of strings, make some things happen, work a little bit late, but it worked out where we were able to get the t-shirts printed and out for delivery. That's the things that we do for our clients, and we want to do that for you as well.
It's easy to become frustrated when ordering branded products and apparel, but P&B Promotionals is here to help ease those frustrations with their over 800,000 promotional products and apparel. Whether screen printed t-shirts, embroidered polo shirts, stadium cups, umbrellas, or mugs, P&B Promotionals has just what you need. Log on to pbpromotionals.com and start your order now. That's pbpromotionals.com, or send an email to info@pbpromotionals.net. info@pbpromotionals.net.
Imprinting the best for less. P&B Promotional.
It's the Akintunde Show.
Say what?
Say what?
You heard what I said.
That's right, y'all.
The Akintunde Show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I sometimes wish people could hear the conversations we have, like, wow, we are about to come back. I wish sometimes y'all can hear those conversations. There be some good conversations. What's up, family? Welcome. This is the Akintunde Show. And, man, we're back. So glad to be back in 2024, doing new episodes and having good conversations. There's so much to talk about. And I get to do it with two amazing people every single time I come do this show. And he is the pastor of My Church, the My Church channel, streaming all over the world, literally internationally all over the world. And she is the host of Elevate with Donna J, and she's the co-host Up in Here and producer. Welcome, Pastor Lewis Tucker, Donna J. What's up, family? How y'all doing?
Hey,
Doing all right, sir. Doing all right. How you doing?
Doing great.
Boy, this is going to be a good one today, y'all. It's going to be a good one. But before we get into the topic, I got to say something right here. See, I think one of the most valuable tools in marriage is recognizing how to admit that you was wrong about something. So I wasn't upset, but I was just kind of teasing you, Nissa, because this is my little, like, somebody gave me a gift. This was a gift for Father's Day. It's a fingernail,
I thought that was you. Let's just change first. I thought that was about to have some different change first with you.
See,
I thought he went over to Samsung. Back to Apple. Back to
Both of y'all.
I thought he took her. I thought he took her change first. You know how he used to go to the grocery store. Grandma used to be like, when you come back, bring me a pack of double milk. And go get you some bubble gum too.
It do look like that. It do look like that. Hold on. Hand me, man. Hand me my billfold. Hand my billfold.
Let me get this nickel out of here. Let me get this nickel. Yeah, you take this on down to the corner store. Get yourself a piece of candy.
And bring me back a pack of cigarettes.
That's right. Bring me a Lucy. Bring me a Lucy.
Bring about 5 of them Lucy's. Tell Harold to put it on my bill. No, no. This is my fingernail file little kit. I don't know what you call it, but I keep my nails. A manicure set. Okay, there we go. And so I couldn't find this other day at the house, and I was like, I said, Nissa, I said, you got my nail kit? And she was like, no. And I said, now, you know, a lot of time you be moving my stuff. I said, do you have my nail kit? She said, I don't have your nail kit. I said, okay. I said, well, can I borrow your fingernail clipper? I said, so I cut my nails real quick. And she was like, I don't have your nail kit. You always accuse me of stuff. Sometimes she do be moving my stuff. But in this case, I was wrong. And I got here to the studio today. And I went to a little section over there by the computer. And either I or somebody else had moved it out the way. And it was over there. So I was wrong. I was 100% wrong that you did not move my mail kit, Nissa. And see y'all, I'm resisting the urge to say, yeah, but you used to do it. You did like no. I was wrong.
Just apologize.
I apologize.
Let it go.
For accusing you of moving my nail kit. I'm gonna keep it right there the whole show. Pastor Tuck, are you quick to apologize when you do something wrong? I probably should be asking Pastor Stephanie this right here.
I don't have no problem apologizing if I did something wrong.
He said if.
Yeah.
On the rare occasion that happens.
You already know what this is, right?
On the rare occasion that happens.
Pastor, turn your mic to you and bring it a little bit closer, because you a little bit low.
On the rare occasion that happens, I don't have no problem with that. That's not a big deal for me.
Okay, yeah.
If I offended you.
On the rare occasion.
Oh, you know what? When somebody says that, well, if
your feelings was hurt, if I offended you, you know you did. You did.
You know, it's such a rare thing. I mean, you know.
We already know what this is, y'all. Which is an appropriate lead-in for the topic today, y'all. We talking about what do you do while you wait? Okay, this came in part from a wonderful discussion that was held at our church, Right Direction Church International. My bishop, Bishop Herbert Bailey, and Dr. Marsha Bailey. They hosted a panel, and it was talking about singles, and it was talking about marriage, and they had 3 couples up on the platform, actually 4 couples on the platform of various ages and time and lengths of marriage. It was a very interesting conversation. And for the single part of it, it kind of delved into and bled over into the topic of what do you do while you are waiting? And
let's be clear. Donna said she wants to be clear. This is not her. She did not come up with this topic.
I said that. I did not come up with this
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't blame you, Donna.
Not come up with this topic.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
I really didn't want to know. But, you know, but since we're here.
Donna said, "I really
said she want to make sure. Do not put her name on this." Donna said, "Let's be clear. I did not ask this question."
Well, see, and the reason why she's saying that because ignorance is bliss sometimes.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God! See, when you don't know, you're
not responsible.
Oh my God!
Hey.
And see, Pastor Tuck, I believe this topic has come up because God is continuing to pray Donna for Rufus. She's preparing her for the arrival. Come on now.
Yep.
So
all I can tell you, like when the officer pull you over for doing 70 and a 55, and you said, "Well, I didn't know that the speed limit changed." He said, "Ignorance is no excuse of the law."
Yeah, that's
Don't
real
say
good
that
right
before he slam you down on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Because regardless, all of y'all got a Bible on your coffee table at the house.
Yeah.
God say,
That's
can't
funny.
say you ain't know. Just because you didn't read it.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I mean, so I mentioned up top. I mentioned this whole scenario about when you are waiting, what's the posture? Now, here's the whole thing. If you're a person that's waiting for your first house, or you're a person who's waiting on your healing, or you're a person who's waiting for your finance, or you're a person that's waiting for your child to get better, or behavior wise, or you're a person that's waiting for your marriage to get better, I believe there's certain things that you do in a posture of faith that somebody else would think is strange. I said this right here, and somebody may say that this is team too much, but be ye according to his faith, and you determine why you do something. Sometimes some things is too deep, and you're being overly deep, and sometimes it is no. This is a declaration of my faith, and this is how I'm exercising my faith. I said this right here. Somebody would say this is too far. I say if I clearly I do, but if I did not have a life insurance policy, if I had not gotten a life insurance policy, and then all of a sudden I got a terminal illness diagnosis, and I was given 2 months to live, but I was believing God for my healing. The first thing I wouldn't do would be to run out and get a life insurance policy. Now that's just me. Because I'm like, oh, I ain't going nowhere. Oh no, I ain't going. Oh no, so I wouldn't be like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get me a policy and let me go ahead just in case. Because I believe there's times, and Pastor, come on this now. I believe there's time you need to lock in on your faith, like really what you believe in God for. Like,
But will Eunice go
tell
get one for you?
See, and that's why you got to make sure you marry the right person. Like, what you at the house and you believe in God. You around here sick.
You believe God. I'm gonna trust in Prudential.
We got these kids to take care of. We need this policy.
You answer the phone. It's like, this is Craig calling back from Prudential, and I was calling. I'm like, Prudential who? Prudential life insurance.
Just want to lock in these rates.
Right.
Just want to lock in these rates for you.
He gonna be like,
Really?
Like, well,
that's what we doing?
You know, I'm just trying to cover all my bases.
Yeah.
So Pastor,
I love you, Eunice. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
The world will tell you, you're supposed to always have a plan B, but that's the problem. If you got a plan B, then evidently you didn't trust plan A.
Say that again, Pastor Tuck. I want to make sure nobody don't miss that.
The world will always tell you got to have a plan B, but if you got a plan B, that's because you didn't have a plan A.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, and like I said, this once again, not trying to throw shade at anybody else or convict anybody else. Yeah. But I remember when my kids were applying to college. And how a lot of times you see people that they applied to 6 different schools and this and this and this is their first choice and this and that. Both of my kids only applied to one school.
Wow. Okay.
Because they made up their mind where they wanted to go. They applied to that school. They got full engineering scholarships to that school, and that's where they went.
Wow. Wow.
When they chose to go to graduate school, they picked which school they wanted to go to. They applied to that school, and that's where they went.
Now hold on, Pastor. Now ain't nothing wrong with having another couple schools in your pocket, just in case you don't get into that one.
Well, see, that's the thing. If I, the Bible says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to thine own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he'll direct your path.
Yeah.
Right.
So if I've acknowledged God first, if I've sought God for my information in the first place, and he directed my path, God's not going to tell me to go down this path if that's not the path I'm supposed to be going down.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
So I don't need multiple. I don't need to have a couple of different, GPS points.
Yeah.
I got to have this path just in case there's a dead end on this path. I got to have another path. God told me to go this way. So if God told me to go this way, this is the way we're going.
That's the way we're going. Period.
And that's the thing, because so many times we don't consult God for the direction.
Yeah.
Right.
We just go down a direction. And then when that direction, I know I can go over here, because we're looking for a plan B because we made plan A.
So that's so good right there, and I think that's key. And I want to be clear about. Let me make sure I'm clear about something. I'm not telling you not to get a life insurance policy.
No,
all of us have one. Okay, okay. That's not what we're saying.
We're not telling you can't apply to more than one school. We're not telling you any of that.
No,
I'm just telling you.
That's right.
If you're gonna trust God,
if you
God
trust
tells
God.
you to do something,
Yeah.
you need to do what God tells you to do. But and the first step in all of that is you got to learn to hear God, and that's where most people fail at, because most people have never got to the place where they could hear God's voice for themselves, and that's why they always waver when it comes to decision making.
And we're talking about today, y'all. We're talking about what do you do while you wait? What do you do while you're waiting on your husband? What do you do while you're waiting on your wife to show up? I remember one time to that point, Pastor Tuck, and Don, I was running late for a flight, and I was like, "Look, I cannot miss this flight." Donna laughing like, "Okay, what time was that?"
Like, really? When? Really?
I've been running late for several flights, and several times, but I would say at least
what
5
time
times.
were you not late for a flight?
No, I'm on time in most cases, but the times that I'm running late, it's significantly late. And Donna has been my angel on more than one time to get me on a flight, to usher me in, even way before we was even doing the show, before that. So, but I remember just one particular time, like it was one of them flights I needed to get on. Like it was like, dude, you cannot miss this flight. And I was like, you know what? I believe God. I'm gonna get on that flight. And I remember Unissa dropped me off to the airport, and then I breezed through the line, and I got on. I was at the gate, and I'm sitting there, and I probably been sitting at the gate about 10 minutes, and then I realized I didn't call Unissa. About the time that I realized that, she called me. She said, did you get on the flight? I said, yeah, I'm getting on. I said, I'm at the gate now. They boarding right now. And she was like, oh, she said, why you didn't call me? I'm out here waiting. I'm like, oh, I told you I was making the flight. I said, I said, once I said that, you could have went on to the house. I'm like, there was, for me, there was no doubt. I knew I had to get on. No question. And I think sometimes you have to be settled in your faith the same way, even in larger things. So we're talking about today. When we come back, we're going to talk about this. What do you do while you're waiting? Okay. Now we're going to talk about some stuff. I'm going to tell you right now, we're about to dig in. We're going to talk about some things, that might be a little bit uncomfortable. We're going to keep it real, like real. What do you do while you wait if you really waiting on God? Yeah. And I'm talking about relationships. I'm talking about for your man, for your woman. Hey, y'all, call your mama, call your daddy, call your auntie, your uncle. Let them know Donna J, Pastor Tuck, and Brother Ock. We're on the Akintunde Show.
All right.
Greetings. I am Darrell Presley, owner and operator of Presley Cares Mortuary Services of West Columbia, South Carolina. Our mission here at Presley's is to provide excellent, quality, superior funeral service to all, regardless of economic status, religion, or race, with our society being embedded with a diverse class of people. Our staff here at Presley's pledges to offer only one class of service, and that is superior. So rendering professional services to the families that call upon us is not an option, it's mandatory. Presley Cares Mortuary Services, where we are caring for you and your loved one.
It's the Akintunde Show.
Say what? Say what?
You heard what I said.
That's right, y'all.
The Akintunde Show.
Family. Listen, we got a good one today. We're talking about what do you do while you wait? What's your posture while you're waiting on God to send you the man, to send you the woman that you say you want? What do you do while you're waiting on the Lord? What do you do while you're standing in the gap? What do you do? Donna, Pastor Tuck, this is going to be a good one right here. I think this is going to really, I believe, free some people, give insight, right? Okay. So, now, Donna did not, to be clear, I want to make sure we restate this again. like Donna said, I want to be clear. This was not the topic that I had planned. I didn't choose this topic. Donna didn't call me up and say, I want you to talk about what do you do while you wait. This is not what happened. Okay, so
I told you I wanted to be blissfully ignorant.
Yeah. And freedom may not always feel free.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So what do you do while you wait? Because I know there's a lot of brothers and sisters out there who are in the gap, who
That's
are
right.
waiting.
That's right.
You know, and Donna, what if you could say some of the attributes that you want in a husband? Okay, you know, I'm not saying what you're looking for. Okay,
But what I want.
but what you want, because I'm of the belief as well. I'm of the belief right here. I don't believe that women should be looking for men. Okay, because sometimes you find something that you never should have had. I think so. That's a whole other conversation. I'll let Pastor Tuck pick that up a little bit later on. But Donna, what are some of the things that you desire in a husband, physically as well as emotionally, financially, anything you want to share?
Okay. Well, the first thing I want him to be is I want him to be a believer. I want him to have his own personal relationship with God.
Okay.
Because he has to have that in order to lead. He's building a family, regardless if I ain't birthing no more babies.
You sure?
But oh yeah, we done. Science ain't even gonna go with that. It would.
All right,
definitely
Sarah,
be
keep
an immaculate
laughing.
Conception. Yeah, no, 80 years. I'm not Sarah. My name
All right,
is
Sarah,
not Sarah.
keep laughing. Keep
I'm
laughing.
Sarah.
Don't put no limits on God.
Oh no.
I'm teasing.
God, please, I beg of you. That's a young woman's game. Okay, so.
That's what Sarah
I'm too
said too.
old.
That's what Sarah said too.
No, I don't want no.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But
I'm sorry.
anyway, I digress because
Yeah,
I
think
can't
about
even
that.
imagine. I
Jesus.
digress. But I would like him to be, like I said, spiritually and have a great foundation.
Okay.
Family oriented.
Okay.
That's very important.
Okay.
Like to do things because I'm adventurous. So I adventurous.
Yeah.
And have a good oral hygiene, good hygiene about himself. Financially stable, emotionally available.
That's good.
Emotionally available.
That's good. That's good.
And those are, just some of the things. But I want him to look good, smell good. Take care of himself.
Okay.
know.
That oral hygiene. That comes from some type of
Lord.
past experience, Stank breath, brother Stank breath, was it?
Jerome on the curb.
Woo.
Jerome on the curb.
We can't do that. When we kiss someone, we want to make sure that it's nice and fresh. May not always be, but for the most part, let it be nice and fresh. And just take care of yourself, because the one thing that you have to realize too is that your dental health has a lot to do with your internal health.
Yeah.
So if you're not taking care of your teeth, all of that stuff that you have in there is going right into your stomach, which is coming right out of your pores.
Yeah.
And it's not good. It's not good. Even the dentist will tell you should have some good oral hygiene, and it helps with your whole physical being.
So here's a great side question. Y'all drop in the comments right now. Like what if the man had everything you want? Fellas, what if the woman had everything that you desired in a mate? But she was pretty, she was beautiful. Ladies, he was a good-looking guy. He was the right height. He accepted your kids. He had plenty of money, but only thing was he had bad breath. For the record,
Ooh.
I dated a girl. I dated a girl years before Eunice. Pretty girl. Loved her. Real, but if we went out 12 times, 11 of them times she had bad breath.
Ooh.
I was like, God, dog,
Bro.
like dang. I talked to my homeboy. I said, it was like how old girl breath was. I said it was bad again. They were like, what? I said I don't know what it is. I know she had bad tooth or what? Bad breath.
My question is, she had breath when you met her.
No, maybe the first time she didn't, but every time after that.
No. She had
She had to
bad
keep
breath
him
when he
coming
met
back.
her.
She was fine though.
That's the whole thing. See the
This
truth
is
come out.
pre-Christ.
See the truth
This is
come out.
pre-Christ.
See the truth come out.
Yep.
She had bad
Okay.
breath
She was
when he
fine.
met her.
Why'd you keep going back?
I talked to a couple of my homeboys. I was like, bruh. I was like, man, it was like she bad. I said, ain't she bad? I said, dang.
See, I can't like me. See, if I'd roll up on in the first place, sitting there talking to her and shit, I'd be like, I'll be back, shorty.
No, you would have. No,
nope.
She was bad enough for you to swing back later on and at least try if you were smelling that from someplace else.
Nope.
Or maybe
I'd have been like, no. When you sitting there talking to somebody close and they like, I'm like, no.
Tic Tacs.
This conversation coming to a close real quick.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I took us off the grid. I got us off the exit. But okay, but Donnie, those things that you talked about, right? Everything that you put on those attributes, right? Is there any place in your journey of faith, in your journey of believing God for that, that you are willing to take one of those off the list? You know what? I'm not worried about that. Is there anything on that list that you're willing to waive on? Is there anything on that list that you see as that could be deemed as unrealistic?
I don't think the things that I named. Now we can go further down the list. I might take off some of those, but those first things are very, very important to me.
Okay.
And I feel that God knows my heart with that, and I just feel like that's what I'll get.
So
I just feel like it. I will.
What if he was a good man? He had everything, but he was a Muslim. You know what I'm saying? He was, hey Don, I got a good one for you. You a Muslim? That's what they used to call it. Talk when I was a kid. They used to call it. Yeah, tell me you a Muslim. Yeah, I'm a
Muslim. Wow. I think that's something that we would really have to discuss, because that's going to be, to me, a whole cultural difference, as far as a religious difference as well. Okay. So I don't know. That's something that I'd really have to sit down with him and discuss.
I'm looking at Pastor Tuck's face.
Donna, me and you will have to have a discussion. Offline, because
maybe I could sanctify him. He might change over to be a Christian.
And I believe so many people, particularly women, more than men. I believe so many folks going into relationships with that mindset. Like, I don't like this or that. You know what I'm saying? Even the whole bad breath thing. I'm being slightly humorous or comical about that. But clearly Donna said oral hygiene. That's important to her, right? So but and maybe that's something you could say, you know what? He checks all of these other boxes. Let's go to the dentist to figure out what's really going on.
Exactly.
Okay. Now but I think that's something different, right? That's different than a person who is in a whole other religion than you are.
And the thing about it is, even, like what Donna said, talking about maybe she could convert him. You got to recognize, did God tell you to step into this relationship? Exactly. Because otherwise it's you trying to shift somebody's will.
Right. And I don't want to do that. And if he's not ready to accept that, or if he doesn't want to do that, then there's no relationship there anyway. We could be friends, but we probably wouldn't be married.
So many times what happens is, because of that ire for a relationship, people are ignoring red flags.
You said ire or desire?
That desire for the relationship.
Okay.
You've been waiting, you've been wanting. So now it's like this guy shows up and he's not what you told God you wanted, the desire that God put in your heart for a godly man and these things. And like I said, now this guy shows up and he's not that. And so now you're trying to counterfeit and say, well, maybe this is what God sent me. No, that's not what God sent you. But you're trying to counterfeit that because of your flesh. You're trying to put yourself in a place that's not supposed to be there.
Right.
You're trying to fabricate the blessing. It's like Abraham, when God said you're gonna have a son. The son didn't show up, so he was like, well, Sarah was like, well, why don't you go lie with the maid?
Right.
And to that I always have believed this, right?
What she was thinking.
No, this is what I believe. First of all, I don't know what Abraham was thinking, but I do know what he was thinking.
You know what he was thinking.
I know Abraham was like, what now?
You giving me permission?
Well,
what?
Really?
let's do this.
Well,
You talking
yeah,
the young girl?
yeah, you know.
I'm agreeable.
Talking the young girl up the hall?
Hey, what?
Yeah, you know. Maybe that's God. Maybe that's God.
Yep.
Hey,
he took that pass.
She
said, "Not right now." Okay.
Tell me the young girl with the little French outfit on.
That joke was down the hall. He was, pss, pss.
He said, "You, Sarah, you
Well, baby,
sure?
if you say
sure?
so. If you say so.
Okay, this is what you wanted.
That joke fell
this
for
what
the
you wanted.
okay
I didn't want this.
Joke,
this
right?
What you wanted.
Yeah, you can always. Hey, and that's and ladies. Let me tell y'all something, ladies. Never give a man that out. I don't care whether you. That's why you shouldn't be out here asking no man to marry you. That's why if a man is against something, you should never violate. It's some principles you should never violate. And he can always say, "Hey, you the one, Sarah, told me to go in there and get with her. I did. This ain't what I want. This was your idea.
That's right.
This was your idea.
That's right.
Stand on it. Stand on
it. I ain't never want to do that. This was you. That's all about you. This what you wanted. I did what you wanted.
I did it because you told me to.
That's right. I would have never did nothing like that.
I don't even like apples. The only reason I did it because you gave it to me.
Right? Yep.
You brought me this apple.
Now we stand out here naked.
Yep.
Okay, but so I believe this type of thing happens a lot. I believe that sometimes that we begin to waver in what we want God, what we believe in God to do. Something else comes along that may partially look like what we want,
right.
Or sometimes we really being serious about it, or being honest about it. It don't look nothing like what you want, but it is available. Particularly if you hadn't had any suitors in a while.
Yes.
Okay. So then that's when you might check off. You might like, I ain't worried about that. Like Shanita Morris got this joke, and we're gonna play it right here. So y'all, that's Shanita Morris, aka Chocolate, and she's talking about
teeth.
Woo.
They ain't even biblical.
Donna talking about oral hygiene, teeth. We ain't even come here with none of them.
Okay, so we come back. Let's get a little bit deeper into this list, y'all, and let's get. And then it's not. We're not talking about the list today. That's not the topic of the show. No, real talk. No. But what do you do while you wait? So is having a sexual toy? Is having a sexual toy while you wait? Is that godly? Is that acceptable? Is that biblical? Is that appropriate? Should you?
Is it necessary?
Male or female? Oh, we going all the way there, y'all. Oh, we going all the way there.
Don't ask me unless you want the answer.
And we want the answer when we come back.
We're
gonna get right into it. We come right to Pastor Tuck when we get back. This is the Akintunde Show.
At my church, we help people get better by teaching them how the word works. And we want to make sure there is no excuse not to get the word. It's our goal to make all of our ministries accessible on every smartphone, tablet, PC, and television connected to the internet. So whether you're a man who needs some wisdom, a woman who needs some encouragement, or a couple who needs guidance, the My Church channel has just what you need. Simply search for the My Church channel on Roku, Fire Stick, or Apple TV, or visit mychurchchannel.org. You can also download the My Church on the Go app from Apple or Google Play App Store. Constantly on the move? Check out the Word at My Church podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Or simply download the Word at My Church skill on your Alexa-enabled device. But whatever you do, make sure to stay connected. See you soon.
It's the Akintunde Show.
Say what? Say what?
You heard what I said.
That's right, y'all.
The Akintunde Show.
We getting into it, family. What do you do while you wait? That's the topic today on the Akintunde Show. I hope this conversation is blessing, even though we having fun as always. We always cutting up and having a good time in the whole process. But what do you do while you wait? Like what is your posture while you're waiting? What's your thought, thinking while you're waiting? And I want to talk about something today that is something that's probably more of a prevalent happenings. Okay, that's today in Christian life, in Christian culture. Okay, all right. So while you're waiting on God to send you your husband, your wife, right? Is it appropriate to indulge in sexual toys? Okay, all right, yeah. So I'm not going to talk about the names and all of that because you might be listening to this, playing this at the house on your big screen TV, and the kids, the teenagers, or the young kids might be in the room. I'm not going to put the title of what these things are. Right. I will say this though, they got a new robot that some men are getting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Don, I see your face. Yeah, I see your face. They got a new robot that some men are buying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was like, "What?" And when I saw that, it's a life-size robot.
All I can tell you, y'all done seen the movie I, Robot. You know how these robots can go bad.
Yeah, ooh.
Mess around, and you mess around, and you become an involuntary she. Keep on playing.
All right.
Oh, let me tell y'all something. I don't care whether it's these driverless cars or these trucks with no driver or all that stuff. There's always someone who got to pay that price for technology. And so that means you buying some foolishness like that. Mm-hmm. One of y'all talking about, somebody,
and not in a good way.
Somebody come down the hall. Hey man, what's going on? Hey, get this thing off me! Get this thing off me! Hey! Now you gotta explain to your homeboy, your daddy, what you playing.
You playing.
I gotta say one thing, but before we answer it seriously, I remember that scene in iRobot. Uh-huh. When I can't remember what Will Smith's mama name was, and I can't remember what the robot said, but she was going to church, and he was like. He's like, go back in the room.
Get back in the house. I'm going to service. Get back in the house. Got that little old lady in the corner praying. I'm like,
oh, man.
Wrong for that.
You're wrong for robots if you want it. You mess with the robots if you want it. You're going to be right here. Sorry for that. But I was joking. That woman couldn't even go to, she was going to Sunday service.
But I'm just trying to go to service. She trying to go to Bible study. She couldn't even leave the house.
I say, get back in that room. But real talk, is it appropriate? Okay, now Don, I know you don't have a conversation with Pastor Tuck. I kind of wish Pastor Tuck wouldn't have got to you before. I want to get your real thoughts on it. Well, so drop in the comments, y'all. Drop in the comments if you believe, if you're waiting for your husband, if you're waiting for your wife, is it appropriate to have any type of sexual toys, what I would call some in the meantime? Okay. While you're waiting in the meantime, you got you a little this, or you indulge in a little bit of that. In the meantime. And this was a topic, a subject that came up also too in one of the panel discussions that we had at church. And so I'll just say this is someone gave perspective. They gave their journey. And so, but before I even get to that, I want to come to get your thoughts, Donna, and to you, Pastor Tuck.
Well, let me go first because I know Pastor Tuck got a lot to say.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say this in my blissful ignorance. Uh-huh. I will say that, if you have been married and you have your spouse suddenly dies, mm-hmm. or you're divorced, mm-hmm. and you're not out there in the dating in the dating scene, and you are waiting, mm-hmm. and you don't want to step out there and be out there. Mm-hmm. Is it appropriate to self-pleasure, mm-hmm. and to so that you're not out there? You're at home in your bedroom doing what you do or whatever, mm-hmm. and is that wrong? Now that has been I've been not asked this question, but this question floats around a lot. Yeah. Even because I'm older than you guys, mm-hmm. so they've been asking this question for a very long time. Mm-hmm. So is it appropriate and scripturally, so that's why I said I'll defer to Pastor Tuck. Scripturally and biblically, is it wrong to self-pleasure, because we're adults, I hope, looking at this, in order to keep yourself from being in the streets and doing all, and let's say sinning in that aspect.
Yeah.
Out in the street, sleeping around. You don't want to be a hoe. You don't want to sit out there. You don't want to do, those type of things. So if you are at home doing what you do by yourself, is that scripturally and biblically wrong?
And you say it's been floating around in circles. You're talking about most Christian circles.
Exactly. Because if non-Christians, they don't care.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Yeah. All right, Pastor Tuck, go ahead, jump in.
See, the issue comes because y'all asked the question about biblically, scripturally. Because when people start asking that question, is it wrong? Is it wrong? All depends on who you ask. But when you ask the question biblically, scripturally, like I said, there ain't but one answer. Because people say, well, I asked this person, they say it's okay. You ask this person, these are opinions. But when it comes down to biblically, scripturally, the Bible don't lie. And you can't change it to fit what you want it to fit. And that's why I said this becomes a very serious topic at that point, because this is one of the reasons why the church is in the situation that it's in now, where the church has lost the influence that it's once had in the earth and that God wants it to have. One of the reasons why we don't walk in the power that we walked in before is because of this thing called impurity. And the Bible actually says in Psalm, the psalmist puts it this way. He says, how can a young man keep his way pure? It says by living according to the word of God. So what does the word of God tell us? Well, Paul tells us in the Corinthian letter, flee sexual immorality. And somebody says, okay, I understand that, but what are you saying? Well, first of all, you have to understand that word sexual immorality translated actually applies to about 7 different acts: adultery, fornication, pornography, masturbation, homosexuality, incest, and whoredom. So when you look at it, when it says flee sexual immorality, it's not just talking about the one that you think is nasty.
Ooh. Wow.
It's not just the one you think. Because see, listen to what you just said, Donna. You said, is it all right to self-pleasure, to keep yourself out of the street committing sin? See, masturbation and pornography is no different than fornication and adultery.
Okay.
So if that's the case, so is it okay to commit one sin to keep me from doing another sin? All sin is sin.
Right.
So that's what we have to understand. The Living Translation says, run away from sexual sin. The Amplified Bible says, flee from impurity in thought, word, or deed.
Wow.
So see, we are to avoid it at all cost. And see, I know we live in a society where sex sells and everything goes, but we've got to understand that God has called us to a standard of purity as believers. And the problem is we've begun to reflect society instead of reflecting God. And so what we really got to understand is where all this comes from, because impurity in itself begins in our eyes.
That's a good one, right?
And that's where all of this really happens at. Because if we remember the story of Joseph, the Bible says Joseph was handsome in form and appearance.
Yeah.
And said it came to pass after that these things that the master's wife cast longing eyes on Joseph.
Right.
And she said, let me lie with him.
Right.
So that desire that she had came from her looking at him.
Right. Right.
So when we talk about, the fact that we wanting something or, and now we're saying that we need to self-pleasure, self-satisfy. Well, where does that desire come from? It's something we're looking at. Right. Whether we at the Usher concert, watching him on stage with no shirt on and his abs out and rubbing all up on somebody, whether we watching BET Uncut or we watching these type of movies and all of this stuff. Now it's putting these images and these thoughts in our minds, in our hearts, where now we're lusting after stuff. See, the reason she lusted in her heart was because she looked. And see, the same thing happened to David. If you remember with David, he saw a woman bathing and she was beautiful to behold. And so he inquired about this woman.
Yeah.
And now he took somebody else's wife and had sex with her.
Yeah.
So if we want to avoid impurity, then we can't look at certain things. We've got to watch what we're taking in, because the Bible says, guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life.
Yeah.
So the stuff that we're dealing with is coming from the things that we're taking in. So the reason why we're having this trouble is because of the stuff we're taking in. So when we're talking about what do we do while we wait, first thing we got to do is we've got to watch what we're taking in. So what do you mean by that, Pastor?
Hold on, Pastor. Hold on.
Go ahead.
When you come back,
Go
I
ahead.
want to get right to. I want you to get back into that, and then I want you to also tell me what whoredom is, because everything on that list you mentioned, I took when you say whoredom, I said whoredom because I know about hoarding. But tell me what whoredom is. When we come back, we're going to get into that and a whole lot more. What do you do while you wait? And when we come back here, I want to talk about the supernatural. Let's get into it, family. Hey, y'all, this is the Akintunde Show.
One of the best stories that I have in satisfying one of our clients happened just recently. We had a young lady that was did a family reunion for, and then they came back and placed a reorder. Now, when they placed the reorder, we could not get everything done in time. Well, we had to pull a lot of strings, make some things happen, work a little bit late, but it worked out where we were able to get the t-shirts printed and out for delivery. That's the things that we do for our clients, and we want to do that for you as well.
It's easy to become frustrated when ordering branded products and apparel, but P&B Promotionals is here to help ease those frustrations with their over 800,000 promotional products and apparel. Whether screen printed t-shirts, embroidered polo shirts, stadium cups, umbrellas, or mugs, P&B Promotionals has just what you need. Log on to pbpromotionals.com and start your order now. That's pbpromotionals.com, or send an email to info@pbpromotionals.net. info@pbpromotionals.net.
Imprinting the best for less. P&B Promotionals.
Greetings. I am Darrell Presley, owner and operator of Presley Cares Mortuary Services of West Columbia, South Carolina. Our mission here at Presley's is to provide excellent, quality, superior funeral service to all, regardless of economic status, religion, or race, with our society being embedded with a diverse class of people. Our staff here at Presley's pledges to offer only one class of service, and that is superior. So rendering professional services to the families that call upon us is not an option, it's mandatory. Presley Cares Mortuary Services, where we are caring for you and your loved one.
It's the Akintunde Show.
Say what? Say what?
You heard what I said.
That's right, y'all.
The Akintunde Show.
Yeah, family. Yeah. Well, we having this conversation today. What do you do while you wait? We're talking about today. This is the Akintunde Show. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. How are you consuming this content? Listen, if you have Sirius XM, you can catch the brand new limited audio series, Funny Black History, presented by the Akintunde Show, that is exclusively now running on Sirius XM. So go over there and take a listen to that. If you have not gotten your Sirius XM subscription updated, go ahead and do so. And make sure you listen out for Funny Black History. Corey Johnson, Tony Tone, Poncia Daniels, and we having a good time talking about Black history, and we keeping it funny while we do it. But let's get back to this topic for the day. This is good, some good stuff right here. I want to get right back to what Pastor Tuck was talking about there. And you mentioned you were getting really into the word and about to go deep. Before you do that, Pastor Tuck, please tell me, what is whoredom? Because you gave a list of the different sexual immoralities, and I was like, whoredom? What that is?
Isn't that the same as fornication? Whoredom and fornication, aren't they the same?
But that's hoeing.
Whoredom is like fornication on steroids.
Okay.
It's
So
I mean it is like promiscuousness. It is like prostitution. I mean it's whoredom. It's literally being a whore. I mean it's the act of whoredom, of being a whore.
Whoredom. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so so the other one is a little bit, fornication is a little bit and whoredom is the whole pie.
Yeah.
Fornication is when you
It's a
do it every
slice.
once in a while. You slip
That's a
into it.
slice.
Yeah.
But the whoredom, that's the whole pie.
Yeah. Fornication is sex out of wedlock. Whoredom is you're a professional at it.
Whoredom, you get up knowing what you about to do. Fornication, you slip into it.
You've become a professional at it. That's become an occupation.
Whoredom is like, hey y'all, it's Whoredom Tuesday. We about to go get. We about to be in these streets
You
tonight.
become what they call a whoremonger.
Okay.
They wearing W's on their chest.
Okay. Okay, but go get back to what you were saying, Pastor. I want to make sure we get this in. This is some good stuff right here.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, and see, one of the greatest lies of the enemy as it pertains to lust is that you can look but don't touch. As long as you don't commit the act. As long as you don't cross that line, as long as you don't physically do it, as long as you don't actually go through with it, it's not going to affect you. But you don't know how many married couples we've seen ruined from pornography, from social media, Instagram and sexting, those internet chat rooms and things of that nature, because that's the thing about it, because it entices you and takes you to a place that you have no business going. And that's what we have to understand, the reason why this stuff is so dangerous.
So you mentioned something there, and you mentioned the Usher concert a little while ago. Mm-hmm. I want to go back to that because see when we were talking about this the other day on the show, we were talking about it in regards to, should married women go to the show? But here's the truth of the matter is, and we kind of mentioned it and got into that. But should Christian women go to see Usher's concert? Because Usher got stripper poles. Okay, Usher, like you mentioned, Usher coming out with his abs out. He sexualizing himself and women. In the show, every song in some level is about sex, right? Mm-hmm. So a big part of that becomes is like, what are you watching? What are you listening to? Like, that's the real talk side of it. So you mentioned, I'll go back to that a little bit, Pastor.
Yeah, and that's the problem, because see, it's not a line of, if you're a Christian woman, you shouldn't be going. This is the thing. We've got to recognize, how are we processing? And we got to be honest with ourselves, because each of us are governing things for ourselves. Mm-hmm. How are you processing the things that you're taking in? And you got to continually do an honest assessment of what you're processing, because you've heard, like Jesus said it this way. You've heard it said, you shall not commit adultery. Mm-hmm. He said, but I say to you, whoever looks at a woman with lust has already committed adultery in her heart. So if you go into the Usher concert because you're like, ooh, he's so fine, so you've already committed adultery.
The Love and Laughter Comedy Tour is off and running. We got some brand new dates that was just added to an already full and quickly filling up schedule. Shout out to Stone Mountain Berean Christian Church International, Pastor Curran Lee. Thank you, Dr. Lee, for picking up and hosting a Love and Laughter Tour date. Big shout out to Jacksonville, Florida's own Impact Church, Dr. Bishop George Davis. Thank you, Bishop and Pastor April, for hosting a Love and Laughter Tour date. And thank you to my new church family, the Ramp Church in Lynchburg, Virginia. Shout out to Pastor James for making the connection. Pastor Tuck for making the connection. Listen, I'm excited to bring the Love and Laughter Tour to Lynchburg. Listen, if y'all want to get more information and have your town, your church, your venue, or if you're a promoter or a ministry partner or a corporate partner, give us a call. Hit us up at 1-800-280-0094. That's 1-800-280-0094. Or of course, hit us up on the website on the screen. It's your brother Akintunde. And until I hit this road on the Love and Laughter Tour featuring Tony Tone and Corey Johnson, I'ma see y'all when I see y'all. Peace.
Oh yeah.
Family. This has been a good show. We coming to the end of another great show. Coming to you live from the WF Media Studios in Columbia, South Carolina. WF Media Group, to be exact. This is the Akintunde Show. And this is the good one, y'all. What do you do while you wait? I got my final thoughts, but I want to get Donna's final thoughts. Donna, what's your final thoughts after all that's been said today, sis?
Man, we were talking earlier about how sometimes life can be like a vending machine, especially after you're married. You can go and see all the things all the things you want. You might want some peanuts, some popcorn, some potato chips. You see it all in there, but you already bought your potato chips. So it's no sense of you looking in that vending machine again. So Pastor Tuck's going to tell us that, the things that he was discussing about, the 7 things of adultery and fornication and whoredom. Okay, so he's saying don't even go down the hallway where the vending machine is, because that's going to cause you to get off your diet, so to speak. Okay, so I just feel like it was very enlightening to me. Don't go down the hallway. That's all I'm going to say. Don't go down the hallway. And while you're waiting, maybe crack open the Bible that's on the coffee table. Read the scriptures, because some scriptures that he was saying today, I didn't know them. I hadn't heard that. So that's what I'll do while I'm waiting, because I do believe, and I do want to stay in that vein that you was talking about earlier, of staying in the vein. If you believe something, if you believe it to be true, stand on that. Stand on that, and don't look here and there and everywhere, because it's going to get you off your stand. So I believe you should just go ahead, stand on the word, and wait for one day your prince shall come, or princess.
Come on.
That's it.
And to your point, Donna, I think because what we're talking about here is we're talking about supernatural. Because if you try to do it in your own natural strength, you're going to fail.
Right.
And so what we're talking about is supernatural. And the same supernatural power that it takes for you to manage your flesh. First of all, you shouldn't be trying to manage yourself. You need to let the Holy Spirit, and you need to let God and the Word of God be the barometer and the tool and the weapon that you use to withstand, to maintain this flesh. Because you can't play with this right here. Flesh is real. Okay? But the same supernatural power that it takes to abstain from sex, to hold yourself back and reduce that urge to do what you know you should not do. The same supernatural power that takes is the same supernatural power that it takes to see the manifestation of the man or woman that you want to be your husband or your wife.
Amen.
So
Preach.
when you want that God to release and bless you with this amazing gift of a husband or a wife. So for a lady, you want him to be pleasing to your eyes. You want him to be healthy. You want him to be loving and kind. Like you said, Donna, emotionally intelligent.
Exactly.
You want him to be a great provider. You want him to be a godly man. You want, in your case, Donna, you want him to be adventurous, right?
Oh, yeah.
The same supernatural power that it takes to receive that is the same supernatural power that it takes to hold your flesh, to withstand, to abstain from doing that thing that you should not do, not even thinking about it. See, and you don't. And here's the whole thing: it's what you feeding yourself. Who are you around? What are you listening to? Like we were saying earlier, what are you consuming in the realm of content? If you really, here's the thing for a Christian woman. For a Christian man, but particularly right now, I'm talking to a Christian woman because I'm for the reference and analogy I'm gonna utilize. If you're a Christian woman, should you even be considering going to the Usher concert? And I'm not saying, this is the second show I mentioned the Usher tour and Usher concert. I'm not hating on Usher at all. I have no problems with Usher. Real talk, right? But I'm saying if you are believing God for a godly man, should you really be going to a concert, to a tour date that's stirring up your flesh, that's stirring up all kind of sexual thoughts, that's showing women coming down from stripper poles in the middle of the show? Should you even be consuming that content if you believe in God for the supernatural power to manifest in your life? Those are the type of questions you should ask. There's a great analogy, and I'm gonna give it to you right here. If you want a Five Guys burger, like you got your favorite burger from Five Guys, I very rarely eat one. I might go get me one today just because I'm talking about this. But if you really believe in God, if you really want a Five Guys burger and you go in there and you order your burger, the thing about Five Guys is they make each burger fresh, so you have to wait on it. You got to sit there and wait while they fix and prepare that burger, right? If you're waiting for that Five Guys burger, you don't pause while you're waiting that 10, 15 minutes that it could take if they're pretty busy. And you don't run across over to the Burger King and get you a little Burger King cheeseburger. In the meantime, between hey y'all,
you waiting?
Hey, give me a little Burger King cheeseburger in the meanwhile. I got a big deluxe burger coming from over there at Five Guys. That's not what you do, because you fix your mouth. You drove all the way across town on your lunch break to get that Five Guys burger. You waited in the line. You know you got just enough time. You want that Five Guys burger with those fresh grilled onions, with that sweet sauce that you like, with that fresh bread, with that grilled bread. Come on, whatever condiments you want, your condiments on it, and you want that, and you not accepting nothing else. Right. Why? Because you have a standard and you have a vision of exactly what you want. And it's the same thing with anything else in your life. If you believe in God for anything, don't accept an imposture in the meantime while you wait. Any of that in the meantime, relationships, in the meantime thoughts, refrain from all of those and keep your eyes locked on what you believe in God to do and what you say you want and what you heard God say to you about your spouse, your mate.
And any meantime toys as well.
Say it, Donna J.
That's what we was talking about.
Yeah, it is.
Meantime toys.
All right, family. I hope y'all enjoyed this. And in the meantime, stay focused. Trust God and believe for what he said, and don't accept nothing else. All right, I'm Brother Ock. That's Donna J. That's Pastor Lewis Tucker, and you. Until next time, we're going to see y'all when we see y'all. This is the Akintunde Show. Peace.